don't like this plan.
You have reached your final destination.
Went and saw Boy Kills World. This movie is an interesting one for me. I'm a little mixed on it. I saw the trailer only like a month or so ago, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. I put it on my list of things that I wanted to see. It looked like my kind of movie, and I'm gonna be honest, there are parts of this movie that I thought were spectacular, that I was just like, oh my gosh, this is my kind of movie. But then there was other parts of this movie where I was like, I don't know about this. So, the mixed bag thing. So basically, you have Bill Skarsgård. He is a deaf mute. Something tragic happens to his family. His mom's killed, his sister's killed, and he is living in the woods with this guy from the raid. I forget what they call him. He's not a prophet, but like not a wizard either. I can't remember what they call him, but I'll call him a monk, even though that's not what they call him either. He's living in the woods with him. He basically raises him and trains him how to fight with the one goal to get revenge on the people who killed his family. That is kind of the plot of the movie, the Vander Klumps or something. I don't know. Everything has like a weird name. This is a very stylized movie. I will say the fight scenes in this at least don't have a ton of shaky cam. And there are some really cool fight scenes. This particularly the very final fight scene. There's many fight scenes, but the very last one is insane. It's one of the craziest fight scenes I've ever seen. But there's also one that I'll probably never forget that involves a cheese grater. And there wasn't a lot of shaky cam. So I almost give it more credit for like a Monkey Man, because at least they weren't doing this the whole time. But then also I will say the fight scenes sometimes were not as exciting as I was expecting. The story too, it's very goofy. It's very over the top. It's not very serious for most of the movie. They try and take a turn towards seriousness towards the end. There is a huge twist at the end of the movie. But the whole movie we were just really goofy, so it was hard to take anything seriously in this movie. A lot of the characters are really weird and they do things and you're like, well, I don't know, like why is this character doing this? Or why is this character wearing a Daft Punk helmet and speaking through text across their visor? Like there was never a really point in that. There is this whole backstory going on where like a Hunger Games type story. They call it the culling or something. That's going on in the background, but it never really amounts to anything. And it's kind of just background noise. You got Bill Skarsgård. He's just going to get revenge. That's the main plot line. So, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. My negatives, like I said, a little too goofy. Some of the fight scenes weren't as spectacular as I thought they could have been. It's a little too gory for my taste. Like, it's really gory sometimes. So that was probably a negative for me. Some of the CG, this can't have been an expensive movie. There's one scene in the beginning that I noticed right off the bat. It involves a guy's hand in like a box smasher or something, some kind of smusher device. And it looks so bad, and it's only for like a second or two on screen, but whoever did the CG work on that was, I don't know, it just wasn't good. But it's hard for me to hate on it though, because like I said, there are some really cool fight scenes. It's my kind of goofiness that I like in movies, like a Scott Pilgrim of the versus the World, or like a Kick-Ass. There are some of that kind of essence in this movie that I did enjoy. And the guy, the shaman, I finally took me to the end of that. That's what they kept calling him. He's from the raid. If you were to tell me that whoever directed the raid, I would not be surprised. And it's not as good as the raid, so don't go into it thinking that. But if you like fighting movies and you don't care if it's a little over the top and silly, you might really get a kick out of this. I enjoyed it. I could see myself watching it again sometime, but I'm not going to rush out to see it. So I'm going to give Boy Kills World a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, I could see myself watching this later on down the line. But did anybody else see this movie? Like I said, I was the only one in the theaters for this. Of course, it was like a Wednesday afternoon, so I'm not surprised. But yeah. Till next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.